Hi, it's Jamie from JBR Collection. Today we have a new car, so why don't we see what we've got? So here we've got a Porsche 911. It's the 996 model, which was produced between 1999 and 2005 before the Porsche moved on to the 997 model. For those who've watched the previous video, you'd have seen we've already got a Porsche. This is the second Porsche. We're not specialising in Porsches, but this classic 996 was just too good to miss out on, so we decided to take it on. You can see obviously it's in a really beautiful dark blue colour. Sort of if we move around the car, it's got the original classic wheels. One thing we've already noticed with the wheels, whilst they're in really great condition, they've been refurbed, but not to a great quality, because if you look on the back of the tyres, you can see the silver spray marks and what have you from where they've been refurbed. Unfortunately with this one, we've already had to do a few bits to it, so it's already gone into the garage, which we take it into a guy called Carl at K2 Garage Services. They're really, really good garage specialists. They specialise in Porsches and supercars and all regular sort of type of cars anyway. I say supercars, entry-level supercars and what have you. One of the things we've had to do is the previous owner had the calipers painted in yellow, which isn't obviously original. It didn't look very good at all. So we took it into Carl. We had an issue with the exhaust, so it had to go straight in as soon as we got it. And whilst it was in there, we just decided to sort out these calipers. So they've been repainted back to red with obviously the sort of Porsche stickers, logos on them. Just sort of moving around the car. There's not really a lot to talk about. It's in its original form. It's a Carrera 4S. As you can see, which obviously makes it the wide body. It's in pretty good nick at the moment. Obviously we've had to take it, put it straight in the garage, back out. It's continuously raining, the weather's crap, so obviously you can see it's not looking in mint condition at the moment. So let's open her up, have a little look in the interior, and then we'll start her up and see what she sounds like. So you can see inside you've just got a very classic Porsche for the era. You know, it's a 2002 plate, this one. So you can just see you've got your sort of black leather, your black sort of dashboard interior. There's nothing particularly special inside, but it's just what you would really expect. So just get inside, just have a little look. I mean, around, it's just everything you'd expect from a Porsche, say, of this era, really. It needs a bit of tidying up, obviously, which we'd do. It was obviously pretty spectacular when it was first produced. For an old classic, it just gives you everything you want. The one thing I would say is sometimes when you jump in these cars, you don't want bells and whistles and hundreds of buttons. You want to put the key in, turn it on, listen to the engine and drive it off. You don't need much more than that. So it's got the 6-speed manual gearbox. That makes it a lot more fun than the automatic, especially for sort of the era. So why don't we start it up, because that's always the fun bit. Oh, that sounded nice, didn't it? Should we give it a couple of revs? Oh, come on, who doesn't love that? That is awesome, absolutely awesome. How does that sound? So we just had the exhaust fixed. It didn't sound like that before. Oh, even compared to the Porsche we reviewed last time, I mean, come on. What a noise. One more for the neighbours, one more for the neighbours. So obviously with Porsches, as many people know, obviously you've got the engines into the rear. So one of the things with this car, and when we bought this, it's been set up and only done a few thousand miles in round about the last 8-10 years. This car really needs to be driven. A big issue you do have with this model Porsche, and you know, a lot of people talk about it on the internet. The first thing is the IMS bearings, and that's been done on this Porsche. And the other thing is bore scoring. I say a big thing, it's probably talked about way more than actually the issues that are actually occurring in these Porsches. I think it's actually a really low percentage, but it is a big issue. Obviously, once you get bore scoring, you can pretty much say bye to the engine. So on this one, there's no noises, no sounds, nothing to indicate. Normally you'd have like certain smoke on certain sides of the exhaust pipes if you're having bore scoring issues. And you'll be able to hear it. So we can't hear anything. But before, again, like on all the cars, we're putting them back better than we found them. And we're also making sure that they're sound. So we will have a bore inspection done before we move this one on. I think that's quite important to mention, really. So that's my first impression and review of this wonderful classic Porsche 911 996. Why don't you follow me on this journey? Hit the subscribe button so you can see what we do to this Porsche in the next episode.